Hello, friends, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another episode of Technical Talks with Neeraj. Today, we shall be talking about something very important related to people who are in the world of QA and they are looking forward to take up the ISTQB certifications. Indeed, I'm not going to talk about the examinations, I'm not going to talk about the syllabus here, but would talk about is that something which is important for you, or is this something which is a qualification criteria, or does that add any value to your profession, job hunt, or future career ahead? So, let's talk about these things very importantly today, and we'll help you understand everything related to in and around about it. Well, to get started, the very first thing, where did I get the conversation topic from? Today, internet is flooded with these kind of things where people will keep talking about ISTQB certifications. I'm pretty much sure you would have seen my name being tagged quite often, or there are other people also who are being tagged for ISTQB certifications, and there are many people. It's more of like a very good awareness among the people today that ISTQB is one of those popular certifications which you can take up when it comes to the career in the world of technology. But when it comes to a QA professional, that's the only certification they can look forward to as internationally recognized qualification criteria provided by the International Software Testing Qualification Board. But at the same time, today, when I was going through the internet, I found someone talking about that. Is ISTQB really important for getting a job in testing, or will ISTQB give any kind of experience in implementing the job? Is ISTQB important for someone to work in the industry? Does it talk about real time? Does it not talk? So what's exactly the significance of ISTQB certification? So the most important thing here, what we want to convey you is to understand both sides of it. Like, should I go for it or should I not, can be easily decided after this conversation or once you complete this particular video. And also at the end, I'll be also talking about how you can reach out to me if you have any further questions, how you can connect on one-to-one call with me so that you can really have a good conversation, personalized discussions, and I can assist you to the point with respect to your queries altogether. So the very first question which comes to our discussion today is, what is the need of ISTQB? Okay, so when it comes to what is the need of ISTQB, ISTQB is more of like a qualification examination, but indeed not a qualifier for giving you a job. Okay, so qualification examination certainly means that if you would like to add some more value to your portfolio or profile when hunting for job, probably looking forward to move ahead in the next option or next offer from other companies, when you showcase your profile without any kind of certifications, it certainly looks like a plain text document, right, for the professionals. But being a professional, when you add some labels on top of it, that I hold an ACP certification, I hold an ISTQB certification, or I have some other Scrum or CST certifications, etc., it just creates a catch among the people who are interviewing you, or probably HR being shortlisting your profile. They do find these catchy, that okay, this guy is just not doing the job but also being recognized by international bodies for what exactly they do. But at the same time, on the other hand, does this ISTQB certification really play that qualification criteria in getting a job? Let me tell you, it's not a qualification criteria. Okay, many people misassume that, and that's where people do talk about it, that ISTQB cannot get you a job. So don't be under that impression that ISTQB can land you into a job. Okay, ISTQB is going to give you that fundamental what you need to get into a job, right? So IST gives you all those definitions, which I'm pretty sure in my 16 years of journey so far, working with 150 plus organizations till date, let me tell you, none of the organization would basically go to the fundamentals and teach you that how testing basically happens or what is the definition of testing. You will get into an organization and start working on the products, start defining what the organization has called it as, and start using those naming conventions, implementing those activities. But when it comes to some key important keywords or maybe terminologies when you're talking to people, you may probably have to hunt on the Google or Wikipedia to find out what exactly is the definition of that. And again, you may have plenty of responses on the internet which may further confuse you that, okay, what exactly does it take for me to differentiate between these two words? For example, let me talk about quickly few words here like error, defect, and fault. Now it looks like very similar to each other, right? It does talk about like both, all the three words looks pretty same to each other. Like error is also a mistake. Oh, that's another word now. So mistake, error, defect, fault. So mistake, error, defect, fault. Isn't that everything is going beyond the expectation? Like they are not matching the expectation, so we just call them either error, defect, or fault. No. If you are getting into the depth of it, error is more related to programming mistakes, whereas mistake is when a human does anything wrong unintentionally. And that can be related to documentations. So if you ask me from the process perspective, each of these have different definition, right? So mistake is something which a human does unwillingly, okay? And then we find it, we call it as a mistake. So, but when you're talking about your general life, like, hey, I did a mistake this morning, right? You don't say you did an error in your life this morning, right? So there's a better use of the word. And similarly, we do have documentations and we have a code. Now, code works on programming languages, documentation works on natural languages like English or other languages like German, French, Korean, etc. Right? So if you do any kind of unwilling mistake, anything wrong unintentionally into a document, we preferably call it as mistake in the documentation. But the same unwilling thing being done wrongly in a programming language, we call it as error. And then this error becomes a functionality tomorrow because a collection of programs can be put together to be called as a feature. And when tester, which is an independent person trying to test the system, which is one way, again, you're reviewing the things being written there, you call it as a defect, where it is defined as deviation from expectation. So these kind of things, right? These kind of things are not something which an organization will actually elaborate. They will just say, hey, you know what? In our organization, we use the word defect and let's concentrate on that, right? So that is the difference between ISTQB and the organization structure, the real world. So yes, ISTQB cannot get you a job, but ISTQB can prepare you to get a job. And that is where it becomes very important. In fact, not that. There are many organizations and many countries specifically say, my resources must be ISTQB certified. And if you are not certified, please do not click on the apply button. Now, there must be a reason there, right? It's not that these companies are not worried about their profession or these people are looking for something extra beyond the boundaries. No, they want people to be groomed with their fundamentals before they can hire them. They don't, of course, they will be doing something which is not written in ISTQB syllabus. Let's be sure about that. Okay? Let's be sure about that. You can easily compare this to the graduation. That in the graduation, you have learned something for 4 years, and I'm pretty much sure 99% people here watching this video are not implementing what you learned for 4 years. Does that make sense? But can you come and tell me, or can you come back and comment me that a graduation is not important for people to work in the industry? That's exactly what is happening here, right? So ISTQB is important in its own senses. Okay. At the same time, I'm not disrespecting the environment and culture what the organization is offering. Because in ISTQB, we do tell you that every organization understands their process, their product, their project characteristics uniquely. And ISTQB cannot go to every single organization to define the way they work. And you know your product, your project, your prospects better, and you can handle them differently. So ISTQB certainly cannot talk about 1 million organizations across the world. So they have something generic to build the fundamentals for you. Then using that fundamental, you can climb that extra step to do the job in the organization. Okay, so that's the basic story. And anyone who is worried about like, hey, you said one more word fault and you forgot about it. Let me tell you, no, I didn't. I just did not go with the flow and we got into a different discussion. So fault is just a synonym of defect. And in the software industries, we preferably use the word defect. And it was initially defined that when it comes to hardware industries or hardware products, we will use the word fault, like a faulty switch, right? And a defective feature. So that's how we basically defined it. But both of them are equally the same. They're just synonyms of each other. So defect and fault can be easily used in any of the industry today. It's a mix and match, but professionally defining, fault was for hardware industry, defect was more for software systems, and that's how people have been using it, right? So that's something which I wanted to contribute. And again, ISTQB at any level, we have so many 20 plus certifications available. Is that something like they are making it qualification at any point of time? Like if you're certified as a security tester, you can become a security engineer. Yeah? You're done with performance tester, you can become a performance engineer. Let me tell you, ISTQB is not talking about any kind of practical approach, right? They cannot be realistic because then that's not their cup of tea. That's not what they're concentrating on. The real work happens depending on your product. And your product is so distinct. Go back to the principle number 6 of IST testing. It says that testing is context dependent. So how can we have something generic? So generic can be certainly fundamentals. Okay? So that is what my message to everyone here is. Let's not treat ISTQB as a qualification criteria, but at the same time, adding this to your portfolio brings you a lot of value. Sometimes makes it a criteria to apply for a job. Sometimes organizations do see you as an enthusiast to add more to your work or profile as a value, because there are so many people, they're working, but certification is not a criteria or mandatory, so they're absolutely fine. But when you hop onto another job, probably looking for better opportunities, then certainly there will be some organizations who will see this as a highlight. Oh, I see that there are two candidates, and in one of them has done some good certifications, whereas the other one has not. If they are of equal value, I will choose the one who has the certifications. But again, this is not a discrimination in imbalance. Like if the person without certification has 5 points and the person with certification have 2 points, I'm not saying that I'll hire the 2-point guys. When I'm saying then if I have a tough competition as a tie between the two with the same score, then if I have to decide, I would prefer someone with certification, because that would bring more kind of like professionalism, some kind of great knowledge, or kind of encouragement to other people to add more certifications to their profile. So these are all the things which works out. So there are many such things. If you go on typing, go on talking about, you would find a lot of reasons to understand this better. But this one question that ISTQB is a waste of time, it's not something what I really want to have people confusing with, right? So that's why I thought of creating a talk here, creating a video here, which can help you to understand about these certifications, or what is the significance of having ISTQB for a QA professional. And trust me, those things, what you miss in the real world, you get aligned, okay, with the certifications. No matter you're taking foundation, you're taking analyst, or you're taking a lot of any other certification. So we have plenty of certifications. I'm pretty much sure you all are aware of that, being a part of this channel. If not, just have a look on the screen. Right here, we have all these certifications currently offered by ISTQB, and one can start from the foundation level and then go on to the advanced, agile, or specialist certifications. Agile, again, we have 2 certifications here. Specialist, we have plenty of them. Find out your domain, find out your perspective, what kind of profession you are into in terms of QA, like if you're a performance tester, security tester, automation tester, usability tester, acceptance tester, or if you're working for a particular domain like game testing, gambling industry testing, or AI testing, you can look forward to automotive testing, you look forward to these. If you are working for generic service-based organizations, where you work for, say, for example, healthcare, or maybe any other thing, or maybe everything, you want to grow into your career with designations or experience, we have advanced level certifications for you. You can go for a test analyst if you're a functional, non-functional, technical test analyst, as then the test manager. And similarly, you do have a lot of expert level certifications on the top of it, which certainly can give you a lot of consultation level experience, or being more of like a directorship position where you can help the whole organization align their test process with improvement, team management, or strategic planning, right? So all these are a variety of things, and trust me, it's not that we just build these 20 plus certifications for no reason, right? ISTQB have something fundamental to clear so that it can help every organization, right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to convey you. And conclusion of this entire talk is just to the point that ISTQB should not be treated that if I get certified, will open gates for jobs and anybody can blindly hire me. No. Your knowledge to implementing these learnings are equally important. You should know how to apply this in the industry. So you can talk about writing test cases, executing test cases, logging a defect report, and then same way learning about automation. How does an automation script work? What exactly it takes to automate a particular script? What it takes to pass the data, and many other activities related to that, right? So those are the real activity which the organization is interested in. So I don't want you to be into any kind of illusions that if I have ISTQB, I can get a job. But ISTQB will fill that gap, what you may have not learned after getting into a job. Okay? And would give you a qualification at the international level. Now, post this, of course, I just wanted to talk about, like, if in case you have any more questions, any more doubts, many people keep often reaching out to me on different modes, like they comment on my YouTube channel, like different videos, or they do reach out to me on LinkedIn and they just drop a text and then I take some time to respond to them. I would like to introduce you to the TopMate account of mine. And here, if you just visit to the TopMate account, you would easily find that there are services which I've created for you. The TopMate is really amazing in terms of their services and offering to everyone. So all you have to do is kind of like reach out and click on my page here, and you can just easily go ahead with searching for the service what you want. So you can schedule a chat with me, you can schedule a call with me, and you can also book a time slot of 30 minutes if you would like to have a conversation, and then you can certainly have all your queries sorted out or being discussed with me, right? And I'm open to answer any of the questions related to certification, but don't forget, I just don't do certifications, right? I have been a test manager myself, so if you think you need a career guidance, you want to consult about any of the tools, you want solution with your regular work, you think you want to have some kind of motivation to move ahead in your life and career both, then you can always reach out and talk to me. Please leverage the 16 years of experience in the industry and interacting with 100,000 plus people so far in my journey of 16 years, and certainly interacting with 150 plus organizations. So I have a lot for you. All you need is to connect with me, book a slot, and just talk to me. I'll be more than happy to assist you anytime, and we'll be happy to keep catering you with more great contents like this. So that's all from this particular video team. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching the video team, and happy learning.